Hello, welcome back everybody into another daily recap. This day is the Monday, 11th of October. It was, it is still a public holiday in North America, and this is why we are going to see that the volume was really low and the price action was really slow. Of course, we're going to see our usual pair, nothing special, nothing new. So we're going to start with our main pair, which is, of course, gold. Of course, no big reports, no anything impacting the dollar today, just this. So we were expecting price moving into the range with high risk skyward buys from this level, big demand area 1751, 1750 something, or Harry Skyward buys or Harry Skyward sells from 1759. On the 1 minute, what you can see is exactly that we ranged all day. Coming from the London session, we were just in this order block. Yes, we had some minor, after some ranging, another block being created. We had some closures below this big 1756 PSA. Yes, we had some minor bearish action, but unless you entered in these places, there was no real entry. Uh, what was more interesting is, of course, the bounce from the demand area, the rejection from the 1756 PSA, and after New York, this what was more interesting and happening. We see a huge spike up from gold, retesting exactly 1758, which was already a charted PSA. And from there, what we saw was break and retest of the PSA. Another impulsive and retesting this PSA, and then finishing down for like, let me see how many pips. With a move that from the Irish skyward entry gave like 58, 55 pips. As you can see here, we had different entries. We had the break and retest of this PSA 1756. We had the safer break and retest of these previous lows, as you can see, very clear. There are also the safest entry below here, below these previous lows, that gave us like 20 pips. So as a scalper is still good, still meat. So this was a nice move down. What you can see is exactly, let me do in red, is exactly that. At these lows, which is the big demand area, we see a double bottom be created, tuck, 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 and spiking up right before the hourly close, the new hourly and the new 4 hour. I think it made a lower wick in the exactly the same. Let me just go back here. Here, blah, blah, blah. Exactly. So this was the key level is 1751. You know my setup. This is 1751. Price makes a lower wick and then closes bullish. And this is why it gave us like from here 85 pips on the upside move due to the very bullish action. Again, at the opposite, you have the same reaction at the same levels, but you see exactly that price is able to break through and to retest 1759.5 key level and a little bit above for like 80 pips. After that, just slow and slow move and ranging. Yes, bouncing again a couple times from this PSA 1756, which is very strong, very creates a lot of reaction that you can scalp for like 30 pips every time. Breaks and retest below, another 30 pips on the downside, and again multiple rejection and ending up ranging. If we go on the high time frame, of course, we see that the price is still in the high time frame range. As you can see, we're still here, still bearish, still ended up closing the day with some stronger bearish action, very close. This was of course NFP, but nothing happened. But very interesting things can happen tomorrow. This is Bitcoin. As you can see, still very bullish on the high time frame and as well on the lower time frame. We were calling out either some retest of the 55.5, but instead we actually got a retest of 56, around 56, which was not charted, but it's here. We got the retest, high risk high reward buys, and playing out till for like 160 pips. On the lower time frame, as you can see, the PPL that was holding for the buys and the high risk high reward was 56, giving you multiple entries and failing to make new lows here. Even if you got the entry here, you got your 30 pips. You get stopped out at break even, but you still have multiple opportunities to re-enter, break and retest of the PPL, confirmation of bullish price action, breaking above this previous highs, above 57, which was the medium risk price point, giving you like 75 pips. We can just count by PPL, 75 pips on the upside. But after that, just moving into a range, we got just now a big reaction at these highs at 57.8, giving like 100 pips move and sell in a few minutes, which I think I wasn't expecting that. Let's see. Maybe I was expecting 58k. No, not expecting sells due to the very bullish price action. Let's jump on the last pair, which is of course EuroDollar, and we got more or less the same. We got the not exact retest of this PSA 1.1589/90, which was the high risk high reward sells. We missed for like 3 pips, but as you can see, still we got very strong bearish action. London Open, you can call it head and shoulder, you can call it multiple rejections and failure to make new highs, reaction on the same level, and then price moving down, failing again to break down, to break up, and then continuation down for like a total of 30 pips, which is on a currency very good. After that, we see some reaction, and we see the opposite happening here, exactly the opposite. Break and retest, break and retest, break and retest, deeper correction, new hourly candle opening, and dollar weakness to almost correct the exact full and whole move. Here, as you can see, we reacted exactly at those previous highs. And that's what is really interesting about perception. After that, after this range, now we're going to do our last pair, which is dollar. We're going to see if it moves similarly, because we got the same correction that happened here, full 30 pip move, just happening in 4 hours, which is likely the same time frame that for the upside move. So that's what I'm telling you. Very slow to move 30 pips, 4 hours to correct it, 4 hours, slightly less to do the full move from London, 3 hours, because there was much more volume after 5 London close. So but today was an overall slow volume day. And if we go on the dollar index, you can see that we had some different action from today at 9 exactly. If you look at it, it's exactly the opposite as euro dollar. Dollar very strong, euro dollar very strong, then dropping, very bearish, and then moving up. Correction, correction. Dollar weakness, dollar weakness. US dollar bearish, dollar bullish. So it's exactly the same. Exactly the same. So this it was it. Very quick recap due to the fact that the session was really slow. See you guys tomorrow.